You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. It is Belynda from Soap Dirt, and I have got 3 sizzling General Hospital predictions to share with you. Yep, it's time for our weekly prediction edition. All of these, except for one, are based on official spoilers for the ABC soap opera, and the one that's not based on spoilers is based on things we've already seen. So it's completely grounded in facts, because that's how I like to make my predictions. I take facts and then I look at what's next. So I've got one for Austin and Sonny. I have another for Anna and Valentine. And the third one is about Spencer and Nikolas. I will tell you what the spoilers are that I've based it on, so you know I'm being completely transparent with you. I cannot wait to hear your comments on these. I'm so excited to talk about these with you guys. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe, and now let's get started. So my first prediction is that Austin may rat out Cyrus to Sonny. So right now, Cyrus is flexing his muscles, using his thug Mason Gatlin to do his dirty work. When Austin delivered the flash drive of that fake info to Cyrus, remember, Drew and Carly saw him there, and then Drew started asking questions about who he was visiting at Sonny's request. Cyrus had a guard feed him false info, and I also think that Cyrus then had Drew brutally beaten. So Cyrus then sent Mason to kidnap Ava to punish her for setting them up. So, what's this kidnapping about? Revenge, maybe, but I think more it's about control. Remember, Austin told Cyrus, "Thanks for paying for my medical school, but I've more than repaid you. I'm not going to do your dirty work anymore. I'm done." When he said that at Pentonville, Cyrus was non-confrontational. I think he quoted some Bible verses and his usual hoo-ha that he does. And then he let Austin walk out after throwing down that ultimatum. Clearly, the villain wasn't going to accept it, even though he decided not to have a confrontation right there. Cyrus having Ava kidnapped, I think, has a twofold purpose. One is so they can get her up to Pawtuck and grill her on exactly what she told Sonny and what Sonny knows. Second, they can use Ava to leverage Austin to keep doing what Cyrus wants. Official spoilers for Wednesday, October 11th say that Austin is blackmailed, and another undated spoiler for the week ahead says he's forced to follow Cyrus's orders. We know that despite everything, Austin does seem to genuinely care about Ava, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place, between his crappy cousin and drug-dealing bad guy Cyrus. I fully suspect that Cyrus is going to use Ava as leverage to make Austin keep doing what he wants him to do, but I also predict that Cyrus misstepped by snatching Ava. At this point, Austin is trapped. He can't stop Mason, and he can't stop Cyrus because he's got no power. He's just a doctor whose gal pal was kidnapped by a bad man. But Sonny Corinthos can do something about it, and Austin knows that. So I predict that Cyrus overplayed his hand, and Austin may actually go to Sonny and come clean. Already, Sonny suspects Austin of being up to no good, and he's got Dex on his tail. Then the week of October 16th, there's an official spoiler that says Austin interrogates Dex. So I think that Austin may figure out that he's being spied on by Dex for Sonny, and that may be just the opportunity Austin needs. It's not like he can just drop in at Sonny's office because Mason's probably keeping an eye on him, but he absolutely could whisper into Dex's ear that Mason kidnapped Ava on Cyrus's orders, that he can't help her, but that she's probably up in Pawtuck. And that's a good starting point, and I would love to see it go that way, but we'll see. All right, my second prediction is about the Cassadines. I think Spencer is going to be furious that Nikolas snatched the family fortune away from him. Of course, Spencer's feeling on top of the world right now on General Hospital. He just swept Trina away for that romantic weekend in Manhattan. They were intimate. They swapped I love yous. Life is perfect right now for Spencer, but it's clear in at least one regard, Spencer kind of needs a reality check. Remember the other day at the gallery when he basically mocked Trina working on her college degree? She reminded him that not everyone has a silver spoon in their mouth, and that's because Spencer is counting his Cassadine chickens before the eggs have even hatched. He is certain, with his dad, Nikolas, gone for 6 months, that he's about to inherit everything and is going to have no worries for the rest of his life with that fortune in his name. Only we know it's not going to go that way. Nikolas was watching the calendar and he swooped in before that 6-month deadline to grab it all for himself. Next week, on Tuesday, October 10th, official GH spoilers say Spencer gets an update about Nikolas. So Laura's back in Port Charles and she's going to tell Spencer, oh, by the way, your dad cropped up in Geneva to grab all the money and make sure nobody but him inherits. This is going to, I predict, infuriate Spencer. That's my suspicion. It seems like up to this point, Spencer's big plan was to live large off inherited money and not work a day in his life. Just drift around, be Trina's boyfriend. That's it. Not exactly a lot of motivation or aspiration in his life. Remember how bad it was on him when he actually had to work at Kelly's for a paycheck when Ava was controlling his trust fund? That was amazing. I really hope that Spencer gets a reality check, finds out he needs to get a life, an education, a job, a vocation, something, and not be a bratty trust fund baby as his sole role in life. Of course, Spencer's going to be mad, more so because Nick grabbed the inheritance without so much as dropping a postcard to him or Laura or to drop in to see baby Ace. But I definitely think Spencer's going to be really ticked off next week. All right, my third and final prediction for General Hospital is that Anna Devane is going to walk away from Valentin Cassadine. Things are looking so bad for those of us that love Vanna, aka Valentine and Anna. And heck, I'm right there with you if you're a Vanna shipper, because I love them. I've enjoyed this slow burn romance that had decades of off-screen backstory fueling it. I adore them. I was so happy the first time Valentine got to kiss Anna, when he finally got to make love to her, and the look on his face when she finally said she loved him. I shipped them so hard, and now my ship is sinking. So Valentine has been lying to her about pikemen and just a lot of other shady things he's into. And now he's lying to her about who's stalking and terrorizing her. And you can't say it's not Valentine's fault that Charlotte is acting out, because it totally is. He, casually abandoned her with her stepdad Dante to raise while he was chasing Anna's skirt. He brought a loving stepmom into her life. That was Nina Reeves. And then he screwed that up so royally because he bribed Sasha to pretend to be Nina's kid. So Charlotte losing Nina as a day-to-day loving mother figure was also Valentine's fault. It's also his fault that she didn't grow up knowing her biological mom, Lulu, and was raised for years thinking Claudette Bellew was her mom. And then Valentine ran Claudette off too. He has not done that poor child any favors, no matter how much he says he loves her and how many times he calls her mon chéri in French. I do not doubt that Valentine loves Charlotte, but I also think he has done her very deep emotional damage. And because of his absentee dad guilt, I think he's allowed her to run amok now and also back. Remember when she was Willow's student and she was bullying and terrorizing not only other kids, but also her teacher, Willow. And now Charlotte is a troubled teen and he's got to get this sorted. But when Anna finds all this out, I predict it's going to be a deal breaker. I will be clear, this is the prediction that I mentioned is not based on a spoiler for the next week or two, because Anna and Valentine and Charlotte are not on the official spoilers list. But this is based in things that we have seen happen over the past week or so. Anna is desperate for answers, and Robert Scorpio agreed to try and find out what he can from the WSB, but he's not giving her a lot of hope that he's going to get a lot of info. And we know that he's not going to get info because there's no info to be had because it's Charlotte. So the answer is painfully close to home. I will say, I don't think Anna would dump Valentine simply because his daughter did something to her, like paint her clothes. The burning down the house is kind of over the line. But what I do think absolutely is that Anna would dump Valentine for this being just the latest in a series of lies and betrayals that he has enacted on her. Lies about pikemen, lies about where he's been and what he's been doing, and mostly because Valentine is letting Anna live in fear while he covers Charlotte's tracks. Absolutely, yes, parents should protect their kids, and he's trying to do right by Charlotte, but it's all after the fact and kind of in hindsight. Anna can't live like this, and she cannot be with a man whose daughter has been programmed to systematically destroy her life. Why would Anna do that? And let's be real, Valentine needs to focus on Charlotte, not his love life, and as long as Anna is in his life, I completely suspect that Charlotte won't stop unless they can figure out she's been programmed and get her deprogrammed. Only, of course, Valentine doesn't know about that aspect of it yet. So I suspect, and I did a standalone video on this, that Valentine may also initially accept the blame for the SEC report to save Nina, because Nina just saved Charlotte by deleting that incriminating video evidence. But if Valentine does take the blame for the SEC thing, that would also be one more mark against him in Anna's book, because she definitely considers Sonny a friend and she will not like this one bit. So, and he really can't even explain to her why he'd take the blame. You know, oh, I had to do it because Nina deleted the security footage of my daughter going in to ransack your room. You know, he is conspiring with his ex-wife, Nina, to shield Charlotte, and he has left Anna scared and unsure where to turn. It's just a mess, and I expect that Anna is going to step away from it, and that absolutely breaks my heart because I really like them, but at this point, they seem doomed, at least to me. I look forward to your comments on this prediction and the other two. Drop your comments below. If you haven't clicked subscribe, please do that. It helps our channel so much. And definitely click a like if you enjoyed this prediction edition. Can't wait to read your comments. I love talking soaps with you guys here every day. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Belynda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.